that's how I now put the water in the
Wow.
Of course, the soap.
Boom.
Yes, now.
This whole thing you're seeing like this air was fire. The alarm started playing.
Smoke alarm went off.
She went fiam. I said, God, this is how
welcome to another fun episode of Brunch and Banter. As usual, I'm your host, Aigbeme, and I'm here with my co-host. Why don't you introduce yourself? This is my co-host.
You told me to introduce myself every week. Okay. But everybody knows me by now. I think we've done a few episodes.
I don't think everybody knows.
My name is... Let's not argue. My name is Chimezie. Welcome to another episode, guys.
Yeah, so this is another episode. We have two lovely guests in front of us, and we have a whole new spread with new recipes for you guys and gorgeous, delicious dishes. But before we dive into what's on the table, I'm going to hand over to my longtime friend and colleague, Rachael! And Rachel is here with her husband, AY. I'm not gonna, you guys, please, let's just hear your voices. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and, just a bit of intro tidbits.
Okay. Thank you so much, Aigbeme, for your work.
No, I need to be nice. Thank you so much.
I'm shy guy. She's not been on camera before. She's like,
you get to meet her.
Okay. Thank you for inviting us, Aigbeme. Trust me, I have so much energy. I'm just trying to put the energy together. I'll get there eventually, but I've got so many gadgets in front of me, so I'm a bit intimidated, but I'll try my best to bring myself before the end of the session. But basically, my name is Rachael Kopola. Is one in town. No one but Rachel. Rachel in PepsiCo, the lovely lady, Nigerian, and insight expert. And
oh wow, I love that. Rachel is actually she's actually an insight genius. You guys, not everybody watching knows what an insight is, but we can get into that later. And who is this young man beside you?
That's
my husband.
Is she my best half or my best half? Okay.
No. Both.
She's my half, right?
Half. Best half. Best. You have to put best.
Okay. He said she's have to put best. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm Ayo Popola by name, an IT professional, and we're happy to be part of this episode. Happy to see everything in front of us. Let's dive in.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You mentioned that Rachel was both our colleagues.
Yeah,
which is funny how very small this world is.
Yeah,
that's true. One person would be colleagues to two.
How we found that out. Rachel used to work in a Etisalat in Nigeria with Chimezie.
I miss those days.
Long before I knew how I met her. Then I met her because we both worked in Guinness, Nigeria back in the day before we kind of migrated into the UK. Rachel moved to the UK a couple of years before I moved to the UK. But when I met her...
A year.
Oh, was it just a year before I moved to the UK? But when I met Rachel in Guinness, Nigeria, I don't know, you somehow...
Actually, 2 years. Sorry.
2 years before, I knew it was more than a year. But you somehow found out that Chimezie was my husband. You're like, is Chimezie your husband? I know Chimezie from
Etisalat. You tell any bad things about me.
Oh, really? Were you doing bad things in Etisalat that I should know?
No, he was a cool guy.
I
remember.
Was a bad boy. I was notorious.
No.
But in a good way.
How can you be notorious in a good way? That's notorious and
I think I was for some reason I was very popular.
Yes.
And everybody seemed to know me or know of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was a cool guy to work with, actually.
If there were a bad story, you'll have known by now.
I would have told you.
I have big mouth. Oh, sorry, that guy. I would have told you. How that you say that? What are you thinking?
But thank God.
No bad stories.
No bad stories.
I know bad stories about her too because I can come to him to find out too.
Yeah.
But I don't think I really interacted with Rachel.
You were in different departments.
You were in what
Research.
Research.
I was in BC.
you are busy.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, so we never really interacted because there was no need to. But I knew you. I used to see you a lot in the corridor and in the cafeteria. But no, Rachel, first of all, once you see Rachel, you know that you can't even mess with her. Because Rachel, actually, you have something that you see that you know that, okay, this person, I can talk to this person anyhow. Or this person, I can walk over them. No, not Rachel.
But in a good way,
If you are weak in corporate environment, people walk over you. But as soon as you see Rachel, interact with her, you just know that no.
But by the way, your wife is the same, oh.
I always tell her them.
Because even I've had reason to walk with her in the past.
I'm not a devil.
That corporate relationship.
To walk
I
with her.
no nonsense lady.
And dealing with her, I can just imagine what people, that had
Experience.
professional experience. Because she showed me show girl. The fact that we are dating, she showed me.
Oh my God! There was a project because Chimezie and I, we've always had businesses together. Even as a married couple, we run businesses together. So even when we're dating, we're working on this project together, and we will agree, okay, this is what needs to be done by this time, and we will go our separate ways. We will now come back. Deadline has passed. Now, Chimezie has you don't mix love with business. Sorry,
Relationship discount.
No discount. Literally, we're like, I'm in his apartment and we're talking about the business. I'm like, I'm sorry, this is not acceptable.
Sorry,
you are supposed to do this by now. I don't understand why it's not done. I can't.
And it's one where you just switched off back.
Is it like 12 for us?
It needs to be done. And it's like, okay, fine, I'll get it done. After the meeting, I switch back to girlfriend. I'm like, how are you?
Oh my God. What is it personal?
Of course.
How you switch so far from love to corporate? Oh my God.
The person that was talking then was not Aigbeme the girlfriend. It was Aigbeme the
So what's the benefit of me dating?
project manager.
Discount.
Right? There should be
Which benefits? Because we're even dating that you will step up and say, let me do this thing properly so I can impress my girlfriend.
Okay, one question.
When you're there faffing around, I'm like,
One question
not
to
acceptable.
me. That attitude, has it paid off? Yes or no?
It has,
If
of course.
you-
I'm not saying
there should be an element of emotion.
now,
emotional
business.
no relationship.
But it's
Now, it's your boyfriend. He's not just your colleague.
It's not about going to do the work.
Go on. He's my colleague at that moment.
Why are you having such a hard time?
No, we agreed we would deliver by X date. And it's the same thing like that because we literally work together. We'll be in meetings. He'll be calling me baby. I had to write to he wrote me an official email once. I was like, baby, please help me look at this thing. I had to reply the email. I'm sorry, this is... I'm
sure you're better now. You can't be like that. Sorry.
I feel like the last time we came here, they were talking about one business. They're still doing the same.
Yeah.
Still doing the same.
I'm like,
You have to change.
unprofessional to
So if
refer to me as
any of your son is working in your business,
email.
you treat him the same way.
Because I'm sorry, we
Business
have
is
to demarcate.
I disagree. Let's talk about this in the next 15 years.
Like if my son is working with me,
Something, yes.
I will say, oh,
Sorry.
my son.
Sorry. Can we revisit this thing? Because
Yes.
I haven't eaten since morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's dig into the food. Quickly, I'll just tell the guys watching what we have on our spread today.
Yes.
I'll start from here. We have some moi moi. If you're not Nigerian and you're watching this and want to know what moi moi is, it's basically just ground beans that's flavored and steamed. It's really good and really healthy. We also have like a sweet chili chicken. In my head, this sweet chili chicken goes with the pasta. This is just plain boiled spaghetti and parsley. And then we have this ofada rice. Ofada rice is like local Nigerian rice. And we have, please forgive me, Yoruba people, if I don't say it, ayamase sauce. Yeah, I know how to cook it. I don't know how to pronounce it.
But you tried.
Then my sous chefs like Chimezie fried yam and plantain for us. Guys, we have to talk about the story of he's hungry, so we have to the story of Chimezie almost burned out the house, but he was right. I don't trust him because he doesn't eat buns. No,
I don't trust that. I don't trust that.
Okay,
Wait,
what's that story?
let me finish. Then there's like a fish sauce that really goes well with the yam and plantain. We have an egg salad there and a creamy fruit dessert. So you guys feel free to start from anywhere. The way the spread works is eat anything, go anywhere.
it.
So we are going to dig in now. When we dig in and we start eating, we'll come back and start gisting about.
I want to tell you the story about this.
But we have to talk about how he nearly won down.
No, my Ben, but I want to hear the truth.
The truth. I will tell the truth.
I will tell the truth.
I'll tell the truth.
Listen to
Yes.
I trust Chims. You have the way of exaggerating things.
He burnt the yam. I said he almost burnt down the house.
Burn down the house.
Frying
But I can't
yam.
see the reflection of nearly burn down the house on the.
No, it's
Yeah. The yam I not even got into the fire.
He burnt up.
When the oil exploded.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes
Trust me,
sense.
I don't lie.
I mean,
You see the story.
Okay, so I said I was going to tell you guys about this yam and how my wife almost burnt this house down today.
My wife, your wife.
Who is
burnt
now?
the house?
You know, she said that it was me.
Yeah.
I almost burnt it. Thank you for that. Okay, I'll
Almost
explain.
burned down the house.
So today she says, Chimezie, you are frying the yam and the plantain. As a good husband, I said, yes, dear, no problem. I now cut the yam. I put salt, I put cajun pepper, cayenne pepper.
Black and Cajun.
I was doing it. She now came and said, did you put water in the oil? I said, I've never heard that one before. What is that putting water inside
You're
oil?
not the chef.
Yeah. And then she said I should also put onions to give it flavor. I said, I'm not doing all that. That the way I know is that I'll put the yam in the oil and fry it. When it's ready, I'll remove it. I said, no, I have to put water. Yeah. We went, let me finish. Let me finish. You said, you defend yourself.
Okay.
We went back and forth for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes got tired. I said, okay, you know what? I'll put the water. Let me rest. The oil was already on fire. And I said, can I put the water now? She said, yes, now. So I measured water. And then I said,
Hot oil.
I said, I'm putting it to. She said, go ahead.
The two of you. The two of
You're
you.
kidding me.
Do I
Two of
am I
you.
hot oil? Are you kidding me?
How can you
She's the chef.
How can you
But
keep
this
it
is
quiet?
about chef.
But
This
that's
is
about physics.
this is about physics.
But you told him to go
I
ahead.
was a commercial student.
Sorry, let me just.
God bless you. I love you. We are together.
That's how I now put the water in.
Wow.
Of course, the soup.
Boom.
Yes, now.
This whole thing you're seeing like this was fire. The other one started playing.
Smoke alarm went off.
She went fiam. I said, God. Like the fire was mass. I thought that it was going to catch like the ceiling, the cabinets, and everything would go up. I was not thinking, God. I told her this, but she always abused me. So I said that I'll just take it to myself that maybe the only way to stop this house from burning down, maybe I'll just find a way to maybe dive the thing, even if it might scald me, and remove it from the fire. Maybe throw it on the floor so that it will just die off. But luckily, after like maybe 5 seconds or so, it's dissipated.
Came down my
Now Russia off the gas, and that's how our house got burned. But I saw my life flash, and I said, this house is born, and this because he said that these people, they are still born.
The devil's house would have burned down.
It's just Nigeria. So I go back to Nigeria. But that's
Aigbeme,
So hang on.
And she said it was her fault when it happened.
I said it was my fault. I said it was my fault, but it was also your fault. We share blame. I told you that you should add the water when you put the oil on fire, like before you start cooking the oil. And he was like, I just started cooking. I really didn't know how hot that oil was. Okay. So I thought it was a question of, I just put on the oil. I had no clue the oil was that hot. I said, are you sure I should add water? I said, you don't put it now, add it now.
You want to fry water?
Really? It makes it. Because usually when I fry yam, I toss water in it because the water cooks the yam on the inside. Yeah. The oil makes it the yam crispy on the outside. So I was just thinking that, just like
That is the dundu.
put a little bit of
they call it dundu. That's why they call it dundu.
Yes. Yeah. So the inside was so I'm like add water. He now went and poured it, not telling me that, by the way, madam, this oil has been on fire.
I agree. She shared
Then the whole kitchen exploded. You see this kitchen? We had to paint this kitchen.
You painted it.
Not the whole kitchen,
Not
but
even
the
just
burner area.
the burner area. We had to
Wow.
paint it. Then we washed off all the burns and
That was
everything. We cleaned everywhere. Luckily, you cannot see that there was a fire accident. You can't see it, but there was.
And that's
But
to
luckily,
think
no
that
permanent damage.
And the kids, where were the kids?
The kids were not, and they were with their grandma.
That's good.
So they were nowhere. Although they had the smoke alarm, the NATO comes in, what's going on here? What's going on here? What are you guys doing? And we're like, don't worry, we are in charge. We'll take care of
Class
it.
too, it's because easily it will cause you injury.
It was
That
horrible.
Came out or stood out from what happened is number one, it's really important for people to have content insurance in the house, because if your house burns, you lose everything. And if you don't have insurance, then that means it's total loss.
Yeah.
And then there has to be
And
fire extinguishers.
You know, it was today that
Very
I kind of realized that, oh my God, we don't have a fire extinguisher in this house. This is ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah.
This
So that's exactly.
That one is very
Order a fire
content,
extinguisher.
content.
at least
Yeah.
one on every floor.
Yeah, fire extinguisher is
Really one
critical.
on every floor, really.
Because depending on where it starts, the fire
Oh, if
starts.
you can't get here.
Yeah.
access, you can't-
So instead of running up and down,
And getting the right fire
I was also saying
extinguisher
they're
for
different
the
things.
house.
No, we have never had an incident like this before.
Because that thing, you know, it
And
gets to
yeah, why
expire.
did
You have to
you're supposed to stay with
you
your
have
husband,
to-
you ran out.
continually check.
No, I don't run and save my
but
children.
just have it. doesn't
Because it's too much.
Yeah.
You ran out.
You ran out of fire, I left your husband.
This is UK law. This is Nigerian law, right?
2 legs I used to run. Don't you know I have 2 legs? Why don't you also run 2? Should I say, come? Let me hold your hand. Let's run together.
It was
When
quite
was
a
the right
right
day? Rachel,
situation.
please, it might be best.
What should I
It's
have done?
appointed unto man to be born and to suffer and then die. Is that what the Bible says?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's my lot in life. It's okay.
Why not?
You did something wrong.
What did I do wrong?
What-
You're not
what
supposed
did
to
you do
run
wrong?
out. You're not supposed to leave your husband behind.
Really?
Yes.
Are you saying practical?
As in real life,
It
so
was
they
instinct.
danger.
It was instinct.
I'm
It
like-
was
I'm
instinct.
Two shall become one. They
I'm like thinking where like I need to save one of Nato and Candy's parents, and I was closer to the door. Like Nato and Candy cannot be offered. Why don't you two parents? No, but since I'm closer to the door, I was closer to the exit. I'm like, let me save myself.
Who will save the two boys? He will save them.
No, I'm like,
two boys.
I was like,
Because the
thinking,
boys are not
the
here.
boys were not here.
They were not here.
But the boys were not in danger, like in any immediate danger. But I was thinking that one parent
Why
survive.
can't you think two parents? Can you imagine?
No, anyways, I'm just like, at least one person will
I don't
survive.
really know what she's saying. What she has done.
God knows.
Drag him or
No,
not.
yes, not.
While she was thinking of flight,
Even when she was
I was
moving,
thinking of fixing the
solution.
situation.
I was just going to say the two of them should have thought about the solution.
No, I was not thinking
And
of
that's solution. What should we do?
I was thinking, get out of there. I'm like, get out, get out.
See, and then you fix it. No.
No, she wasn't thinking
No.
you fix it. He was thinking.
There was nothing
fix it
Chimezie
himself.
could have done, to be honest. If the fire didn't go out on its own, he was not going to carry hot oil with his bare hands. He wasn't
But
going
he was
to do that.
thinking our
But was
solution.
actually thinking
He was
about that.
thinking that
right?
different solution. I would
Like,
have
Thank
done
God
the
he
same
didn't do
thing.
that.
I
Sha.
found that
Thank God
fantastic,
he
but I
didn't
put,
do that.
done the same. I put rags like napkins and
Yeah, just
try and grab it
put
down.
and grab. Yeah, exactly. But next time, Sha, guys, be careful. Huh? Please.
No, it's never going to happen again. There's one
I
thing.
won't take cooking advice from her.
You take cooking advice from me,
I
the
agree.
chef. It's not going to
But
tell me
this
that.
one
Check
went
YouTube,
wrong.
check
But this
YouTube.
one went wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm?
Check YouTube.
No,
Next time, check
after
YouTube.
he fried the yam, because he still fried the yam, right? How did he fried the yam? What did he tell me? Don't lie, don't lie.
It was delicious, like the technique was made it nice.
He said,
By the way, that's the only technique. If you had
had-
done it
you had
without the water, you
Exactly.
won't be able to eat it. It will,
Exactly.
it will
Dry.
be bitter.
Exactly.
As I've been added, it will be
bitter,
bitter.
yeah. Exactly.
I don't know why, but that's
Exactly.
the
Right,
taste.
yeah. But wait, so you
can
said
try
you
it
had the
after.
last to
You will
still
taste
fry the
bitter.
yam after the fire.
Yeah, how did you fried?
That's the yam we have.
That's the yam we have here.
Like after we cleaned up and then fixed the damage, we
He told me, he said, I have PTSD. I can't fry this yam. I said, you fried the yam. You fried the yam. You are going to fry this yam whether I like it or not.
Well, thank God, it's a good story. And
Good ending, guys. Good ending.
Good heading.
Oh, man.
in content and fire extinguisher advice. How did you guys come? Because I mean, it's like one day you're in Lagos and the next day people are in the UK.
Living a very different life. Very, very different.
So are you guys like willing to share your immigration story, like how you moved and why you moved to the UK?
Yeah, sure.
Is there a why? I think that is out. I think that is out.
We had
why.
why now. We had why.
We have a why. Everybody has a why.
There has to be
Okay,
one.
that is
Yeah,
a main why. Yeah.
the main one. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was, mainly because of the children, not necessarily for us to be honest.
Yeah.
Mainly
I'm happy
for-
with
yeah,
that
yeah,
main
the
why.
children, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
Because that's the only main why.
Yeah, because just because of our children. Because in the end, it's not about, we just want to make sure that they have more options in life. But again, in as much as they've got another option, obviously they don't only have Nigerian citizenship. The truth is, if anything goes wrong, as if we knew Nigeria was going to be what it is today.
No, what do you mean? Don't go there.
But it's the reality.
Don't go to.
And I don't want to go to
politics.
I don't want. Let's guys.
People don't want. If you want,
Men, please don't go into politics because I know you guys.
Let's not go to the
let's
politics
don't go
and the state of Nigeria because everybody
Express
knows.
yourself. Express yourself.
I express myself. Sorry about that. I express myself. I know you guys are very passionate about the country.
Yes.
Anyways, about the country that is already failing, but it's fine. I'll get back to it.
God bless you. I won't say anything.
But basically, because of the children, because in the end, even if anything goes wrong and you wanted to send the children abroad or something, you still have to go with them, right? And you can't go with them with Nigerian passport.
Yeah.
I think that one was very important for me. Then second, I've had a personal experience before because I worked and studied in Europe. And I remember that my green passport limited me a lot. Like I really suffered, guys. Like I suffered just because I was carrying a passport green color, and then my friends were carrying a different color. That alone was a big discrimination and really limited me. So I didn't want that for my children. And of course, because we're going to because of the children, and we found that look, it's not too late. We were in our late 30s, I think. And we said, you know what? If you don't want the kids to be limited, we shouldn't be limited either. So we packed our bags, and luckily the opportunity came around, and we just hopped on it. And here we have.
That's
That's it, right? I think that
was the real one.
Yeah, I think that was real. And my husband, this man, he didn't want to move an inch. This man, because of it. Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think for you, maybe tell the people why you were a bit hesitant to move, because Chimezie was like.
So I've said it in previous episode, but the main reason why I didn't want to move with my parents because they're getting old. And for me, because I've always tried to be family oriented, I didn't want to be in somewhere like Canada because she was trying to get us to move to Canada. And I was thinking, like my friend, his dad died and he couldn't come back because of work and distance. Wow. He couldn't be there for his father's burial. And I was thinking to myself, how much time do I have with these guys? They're in their late 70s. And I wanted to be with them as much as possible for the past. And so I kept on resisting, the whole Canada, let's go to Canada. And then her job routes opened up. At that point.
For the UK.
Yeah. At that point, I couldn't say, no, I didn't have any excuse. Because UK to Nigeria is 6 hours. It's relatively
easy to shuffle back and forth. Yeah.
And because we've always supported each other in our careers, I would have been out of character if I didn't bend over backwards or sacrifice, to suppress any reservations about migration. And then, for us to...
And I appreciate that because I know you sacrificed a lot because Chimezie gave up a lot to move here. He had a business.
I mean, none of it is as important as my family now. So everything pales in comparison.
And I know that there are many situations where, because I just didn't want to live separate lives, where the man would be like, you and the children go ahead.
I did say that. I said
you
that.
You actually suggested that. And I'm like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. That's not what's happening.
After the first month of being here,
yeah.
I said, God, it's even good that I didn't even try that rubbish because it was not going to work to survive. Yeah. That have been very
because we really underestimated, and you guys, we want you to also talk about when you finally came. How was it? Because we came from a world of we had nannies. My sister was in the house. His sister was not living far. We had grandparents. We had so much support. And then when we came to the UK, even though we just had 2 kids, but it was a 2-year-old and a 10-month-old, it was like, I didn't really appreciate the value of community until I came to the UK. And when we came, there was something Chimezie said that I can never forget. He said what we were doing in Nigeria was mommy and daddy. What we were doing in the UK is the real parenting. Because at that point, I remember in Nigeria, Chimezie would just be like, he spends time with his kids when he wants. Like, there's always somebody with the kids. So when he feels like that, he's like, oh, let me go and hang with the kids. When you get to UK, whether you feel like it or not, you have to be present for your kids. And it was a big culture shift. And at first we were running mad. We couldn't get our bearing. Because 24/7 we were on call as mommy and daddy and parents. And we now started having to split the work. Okay, you take this shift, I'll take this shift. It was a big mental adjustment to be always on. And that's the thing that Nigeria does as well. It spoils you a little bit. A lot, because we're really spoiled, right?
We are spoiled. Easy.
Before I go to Nigeria, I can't remember.
We kind of back in your head too.
Yeah. There's like, I can't remember last time I got on my knees to start scrubbing toilets. Yeah. I didn't do that in Nigeria because we had people for that. We had cleaners coming. When we got here, first year, my scrub toilet. It was like, okay. Because when you're like, okay, we need to get the boys settled in nursery. We have all these bills. Then we now pay for someone to clean. You now pay for nanny. Come on now.
So what will be left?
Where is all this money coming from? Okay. So at the end of the day, we had to make choices. We're like, okay, as far as childcare is concerned, we can put the boys in nursery. So we ended up putting the boys in nursery full time, which was, isn't cheap, right? From 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Wow.
Every day, Monday to Friday, because we had to work. He had a full-time job. I had a full-time job. So with that, the boys had to go to nursery. But they were not always falling sick. So because they were always falling sick, nursery would send them home.
They won't be refund.
They won't refund your money. Your kids are sick, they cannot come back. You have to come there. They have a high fever, you have to come pick them up. We'll go pick them up.
They didn't refund any of those.
Nah. So there was a month where they were at home for 3 weeks and we had paid for the full month. Wow. And they're like, it is what it is. Like they tell you
for the space.
Yes, you're paying for the slot.
Wow.
Anyway, so it was that adjustment. It took us a while to get our bearing, but in everything, we thank God. We finally figured it out. We got our bearing. We thank God
We're still figuring it out.
We're still figuring it out, but for the most part, we figured it out because now we have help. We've had help. We've also been able to set up our lives in such a way that we are,
there's a routine.
We can accommodate like extra income here and there, and then we can, and
accommodate this.
Yeah, for example. And then that was one thing that was also important. It was like finding ways to bring people in, and this place can isolate you, guys.
Yes. And that's why most people get depressed, right? When you get to this country, there's nobody to talk to. You're not carefree if you're chasing money.
So how was it for you guys when you first came? Because I know you probably coming from the same place.
Yes, I was.
Why did you pick the city that you picked to reside in? I think that's
you were in London for the first bit. Yeah. They were in London for the first bit.
I don't like London much.
I love London.
It wasn't bad, but I think it
wasn't bad. I enjoyed because
one important thing, at least for this kind of discussion, is: did we have plan? Do you understand? At least when we knew we were going, did we have plan? And when we arrived, did it go as planned? I don't know for you guys, but for us, I'm sure it didn't go as planned. For me in particular, because my plan wasn't to come back here and come and start 9 to 5 again.
From scratch, yeah.
Do you understand? I already left 9 to 5 in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
For the normal, regular paid job.
Yeah.
So when we got here,
I used to do business.
One, continue the business in Nigeria. The first challenge was, I saw that what it was bringing, by the time you come back to pounds, you cannot survive. The family cannot survive on
it. I remember that my mom was saying, no, I'm not going to look for work. Don't worry, I'll be sending money for Nigeria. So that was... By the time you said the first one, I was like, well, I got to. You said to the house, I was like, okay, sorry.
that was the first challenge that
The realization, the financial shock.
Register your company.
Especially when
and all
the
of that.
exchange rate tax. Yeah.
For you to
I don't
settle,
need that,
for you
sorry,
to
not to
acclimatize
the
and all of that, to start having that
Sorry.
revenue. I just saw that month,
years and
time
years.
was ticking, month 1, month 2, month
And
3.
the bills are not waiting.
Bills, not like Nigeria, that you have to pay. Then the pressure came.
Bills.
Plan change. Pressure came that you, first of all, even your dream, you pursue
Put
it.
that.
So that for
Put that
me
by
is
the side first.
change in plan.
Yeah.
So I had to look for that within some months. And I remember when I was still pursuing, my wife would say, you have all of these certifications, Jesus.
That's the thing, right? Because the truth is that, and I think what is very important as couple as well is also to have good conversation before you leave the house.
Before you leave the country.
The country.
Because you don't have a clue though. You don't have a clue what you're going to meet.
Experience we have to set in.
Yeah.
Eventually, experience will set in, but the truth is, look, you are going on a journey, and to be honest, we didn't know, right? But you're going on a journey where it's different, it's a different country. You don't think about it a lot, but at least you should have conversation around, look,
Plan
we don't
B,
know where
plan
we're
C.
going to, we don't know where we're going to meet, but whatever we get there, whatever we meet there, plan A, plan B, plan C. Because I remember when we were leaving, I told my husband, I said, look, because in the end, you're a software guy. This guy sitting here has got so many certifications, that international certifications that people are looking for outside of the country. I'm like, oh my God, we're going there to fucking make a lot of money. Sorry, pardon me.
Your own thinking. That was your own thinking, right?
But he wanted to change dream, like, come on, we're talking about money.
That's really a good thing. Like, at what point do you sacrifice your dream in the pursuit of financial, short-term financial comfort? It's a balance. It's a balance. Especially when you have kids.
Exactly.
If it's just the two of you, you can hustle it in one small room.
Exactly.
And figure it out. But when you've got 3 kids, you guys have got 3
We
kids.
had 2 then.
2 then, yeah. And you went ahead to have a third.
So, which
you're the luxury of chasing your dream is just not,
exactly.
it's just not there.
But I think it's also thinking, being prepared for it. You might not know what you mean, but at least have some sense of preparation to say, okay, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to meet there, stop.
Backup plans and all that. That was what we felt.
I think they are very important because we didn't realize that. And I'll be honest with you, we had different shocks, like from financial shock to culture shock. Like, okay, I don't know, like it was crazy.
Tell us about some of the shocks that you had.
I think the first one, I think the first one experiencing shock. At first, I need to really say that. And it's very, very similar to what you experienced as well.
Yeah.
I remember the first week, I think we came together actually because we stayed with my sister. And then there wasn't so much shock then because, my nieces, they were all grown and they were helping. When we rented our home place, after the second, I think you went back after the first month, after the first COVID lockdown, it was when my husband went back. Because when we came,
not to stay here permanently.
Not to stay.
Really? That was the plan, man.
He wasn't going to stay at all.
Are you going to leave her with 2 kids?
No.
No, he was going to be coming
probably do
short, 3 months here, 3 months back.
Do you understand?
Business at home.
Yeah,
He didn't have a paid job.
That's what I'm saying. The sacrifice, the reality just done.
Yes, 3 months here, 3 months back home. And to be honest, that 3 months here, would it be bad? Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Based on what we thought then, honestly, because my mom was going to stay with me, have nieces, like I wasn't going to be suffering that much.
Yeah.
Or more, when financial shock, first of all, he thought, I was like, okay, Mr. Man, send money. Let me not start with the parenting shock because I have so many shocks, right?
Yeah.
So, let me start with the parenting one. I think after we moved into our rented place, because we moved during COVID.
Yeah.
So the second lockdown, have nieces, like I wasn't going to be suffering that much.
Yeah.
Or more, when financial shock, first of all, he thought, I was like, okay, Mr. Man, send money. Let me not start with the parenting shock because I have so many shocks, right?
Yeah.
So, let me start with the parenting one. I think after we moved into our rented place, because we moved during COVID.
Yeah.
So the second lockdown, my husband was around, and then after the lockdown, after they lifted the lockdown, the second lockdown, my husband went back home. And remember, the second lockdown, my kids were at home, so they didn't go to school. They were studying at home, and they were doing homeschooling. And then the first week or second week, I can't remember if we were around, but the first week or second week, the kids came back from school. They removed their clothes, and the next thing, I just went to the room, and then they were all on the floor.
Why?
I first of all asked myself, I was like, what's going on here? I said, but what's going on? Why are your clothes on the floor? I said, Mommy, yeah, because we came back from South Africa, you did what? But that's what we were doing now. You were watching.
Because they are
We have nanny.
I want to say something.
Got it.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
You know that what I wanted to say is I've been waiting for this food all day. And even though it might seem like I'm biased, I want to say, my dear, this food is delicious.
Thank you.
Well done, Chef Aigbeme.
It's delicious.
Even though you are pushing out your stomach, because everybody knows that you're skinny as fuck.
I'm not skinny.
But-
I'm athletic.
Well, you know,
Let's see. Oh,
guys,
that's
Chimezie eats a lot and doesn't get fat. It's really annoying.
Such a grace.
But that doesn't have anything with what Rachel was saying. Rachel was talking about
So what
her
I
kids
said is
getting.
rubbish.
Yeah, I didn't say it was
Parenting
rubbish.
shock.
I'm talking about the parenting shock. Let's see,
talking
we'll
about
come back to
we'll come back
how
to
much
your
you love
topic.
my cooking.
to the
And
commendation.
you come and explain why you did not marry a woman that could not cook. Go ahead.
Okay, Chimezie, I want to hear that
Whether my
story.
skills are impacted when I decided to marry.
I want to hear,
Oh, you
I
had
want to hear that
option. You had
story.
option. I
You had obviously you had option.
I didn't have option, no.
You had option.
I had options.
Wow.
I know you had option. You had option. Now tell us
Oh, you should be
the options.
happy now that
Now tell us the
when you
options.
plan found that let's go. Let's consider. Rachel, what you were saying.
Anyways, back to my parenting shock. So, anyways, I can't remember what was I saying. Anyways, I
Those
got
kids
into
got naked
yeah,
after
so
school.
basically they
And
came
all
back
their
from
clothes
school,
were scattered.
and then all their clothes were on the floor, and I was like, okay, but what's going on here? I just entered and I was like, what's going on? No back, all them they're changing into their home clothes actually, and I was like, okay, what's going on? Why your uniform, your boxers, everything on the floor? So, mommy. Yeah, that's how we did. That's how we did when we were home. I said, and aunties, I can't even remember the nanny when they had them.
this place is
And
home
auntie
too.
something used to pack. I said,
it up.
Auntie Kitty. I said, no. Look around this house.
Okay.
Is there any auntie? Is there any auntie? He said, no. I said, excuse me. This is where we need to start training ourselves. There's no auntie here. You put your head together. We only have mommy. And guess what? Your daddy is back in Nigeria. So you fucking have to put your brain together if you want your mommy to live long. If you want your mommy to live long, before I come back, in less than 30 minutes, everywhere.
Should be cleared up.
And
Wasn't
honestly,
easy
and
for
you know the
those
funniest
guys.
thing? And for me, I remember that evening.
And
my
you know,
children,
that's the benefit of the UK, bro. Because you didn't even realize that it was an issue in Nigeria.
That's what I was going to say.
That aunties were picking up after them.
Yes, because
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Because
You didn't know.
You only,
Yeah.
guess what? Every time the wardrobe wasn't even neatly kept, I would still call the lady to say, why is the wardrobe looking like this? I did not blame the children.
You never blame
and I'm
the
talking about 7-year-old and 5-year-old boys.
You never kept them accountable.
That one was even, yes, no accountability. That was one.
Yeah.
And second, it wasn't even just the fact that they didn't know that they should do that, but it was also the fact that the emotional torture you gave them. My children were crying, picking up clothes on the floor. Because they didn't realize that they were meant to do that to them.
It became.
It was like, oh my God, what did I do
It
wrong?
became a job for
Like,
them.
yes, what did I do wrong? Like, auntie should be here packing clothes. Why am I packing the clothes? Or more, I got back, I was like, Rachel, you're in trouble. You are literally in trouble because you never ever trained your children. Somebody else literally stood in the gap. And honestly, that night was the first realization. To your point, I'll use those words again. We were daddy and mommy. We were
Not
never
parents.
parenting.
Yeah.
And
That's what
it wasn't
Nigeria
just
does
that.
to you
Yes, it
guys.
was also the damage it did to the children because
Yeah.
in the school of thought, there was nothing as such picking clothes. It was basically not meant to be their job.
Something
It was
as
their job
basic-
as basic as
picking
to
up
them, it
after
felt
yourself.
like you are treating us like slaves. Literally.
Oh my God.
But because it's not his job.
I remember
You know,
when I heard that. It was something we were happy about. That at least that was like a plus that
Yes.
they will have the training.
Yes.
Because if we didn't relocate, that means they will just continue like that and just think
Yes.
which was wrong.
Yes. Yes.
So we saw that as a plus, even though it now came as
Yeah.
it
Yes.
took
Yes.
us sacrifice, adjustment, but we saw that as
Yes.
one of the first positive
Yeah.
changes that we saw.
And let me make you let me make you laugh. That was a parenting shock, an example of parenting shock. Let me tell you, for the children as well,
Yeah.
house shock. I remember the first time we moved into because we came from a twin duplex, very big house.
Oh, how shocked, my sister.
I told my colleague this story. They couldn't when I was still in the Ajo and I told and we were doing this conference back in Kenya and they were all laughing. And because I was talking about old money and new money. You know, when we moved into our house, it was a rented apartment, bedroom, small, with garden at the front. Like, it was nice, beautiful, which wasn't cheap at all, by the way. Because
in London,
yes.
Yeah.
No?
I remember you were living in Twickenham.
Yes. Which wasn't cheap, by the way.
Yeah, well, in Twickenham, they were literally,
we were very close to the apartment.
Like,
Like 10 minutes.
was like 10 minutes to the apartment.
It was very close. Yeah, it was very close.
My first full day in the UK, I went to the office with her.
Why don't you go and visit us? Didn't you know what suffering?
You know that was like, she didn't tell me, suffering. Honestly, we were discombobulated.
She didn't tell me, I would have because we had settled a little bit. We had not settled. But she didn't tell me. But in fairness, we were colleagues and we're not that close anymore.
Yeah,
I'll show you this.
To be fair.
When we were in that Twickenham apartment, and I don't know what was happening. I think it was during the day. Maybe because it's not a call. Nathan and Kamdi were at home. Kamdi had his sucker in his mouth.
Pacifier.
We were not tired. Kamdi slept off on me.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the floor, my back on the sofa. And then Kamdi slept off. I just slept off with him. And she now snapped us and he just showed me.
He was exhausted. He was
bad.
exhausted.
Yeah, so she took the picture and I think that just encapsulated our time, that initial period of settling in, because again, she insisted that we carried like 21 boxes from Nigeria. Hey! They used 2 Benz Sprinter buses to carry out things. We
had like 2 Mercedes-Benz vans.
Oh my God.
We were in one. All the boxes were in the other one. Like proper vans. And I just felt, I think I didn't even realize what I would need.
Yeah,
so I was just like,
out of panic,
let's just pack it. And the company was like, you can pay for excess luggage, So I was like, let's just take it. A lot of stuff we bought we didn't need. We didn't need.
Did they say that they could ship our car?
No, that was never an option. Yeah, even if we wouldn't have shipped that car.
You won't be able to use it.
Yeah, we have to use it. It's another.
Can people driving African cars here?
But you have to
You
check
can't
out. You can't drive it so long.
You can only drive it to pass through. It's for instance, if you are coming from Germany.
If you are going to use it, you have to change.
Yeah.
But you can't just be driving it all day like your regular car.
Yeah.
I see.
Very short.
Okay.
So
anyway,
what was
the house shop? So when I remember, because I remember when we were in my son's house, she was living in a duplex, I think, and then my kids used to tell my sister, "Oh, mom, big mom, your house is very small." My sister said, "Don't worry, wait till you guys get your own house." The first time we took our children to the house, so we had paid, we had rented. My little son, I think it was Zara, because it was one that asked Sharpman, I said, "Mommy, are we going to be living in this cubicle?" My second son said, "Mommy, are we going to be living in this cubicle?" Yes, like he literally said, "Are we going to be living in this cubicle?" I was like, "What is a cubicle?" From a duplex.
2-bedroom apartment, one toilet, one bath.
Yes, and
that was another shock.
And to be honest,
you have to wait.
Yeah, and it was the. I was not saying to myself, and that was even the part that I told my colleague when I was doing a presentation, but I was like, first of all, I took it. Obviously, I said, what do you mean? I felt so insulted. Like, what do you mean? And I was like, but maybe this is a bit coming to it's just one room, and I was like, oh my God. And honestly, how kids, they said something, but actually, he literally
that was resonating with him.
And I was saying in my head, is anything wrong? Like, this is really a cubicle actually.
You now be looking for how to make up.
We're not trying to
for
make
those
up.
kids that they don't get to. Yes. That why did you bring us here?
Yeah.
But it was what he said when his friend came, or when he went to, I can't remember the exact way, because that was the story I said to my friends. When he said, "Oh, you know what, in Africa," I was telling them, I was doing a presentation, I was telling them about how in Africa, the perspective of kids versus the kids here. And how my son said, "Oh, in Nigeria," he was telling a friend, we used to be very rich. But now we're now poor. Because my mom and my dad moved ready to take me. And then we don't have a car anymore because we didn't have a car there. No car. We intend to school.
And you go from a really big car to a really small car.
We didn't even have car then.
Honestly, I didn't even have car because we were traveling to school.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just think to myself that, oh my God, like, what is actually very normal to kids here? An average African child from an average home.
Yeah.
has been downgraded, and it's such a culture shock. Because the way it wasn't even, because I wasn't thinking as a, obviously I believed abroad. My husband to understand what is obtainable.
This is what is obtainable here.
My son just felt like, oh my God, my parents sold relocation to me. Such a big deal. We're going to live with the wife, but guess what? We're fucking poor.
we have to get the first, that small car. There was a day I was taking them to, I think it was when they resumed school. It wasn't winter.
It was during winter.
Summer, or it was.
And they were complaining that
so we were walking to school, and their school was like maybe
15 minutes walk away. 15 minutes
so we walk.
walk.
So when winter was coming,
sorry.
one day they just told me that no,
we cannot walk it. We cannot walk it.
That means cold.
It's cold. You have physical. Oh God! I tell you.
And you first of all have to even think about driving. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Driving lessons. That was how it was. The same week we got one small car.
Yeah.
Before December, 48 hours, my friends. 48 hours. We got cash.
Because school must continue.
Yes, now. Yeah. Because the children. What am I saying? The children.
Already, I was forcing them to do that work. Now they now have excuse that because it's cold.
We are not
again. So I don't have excuses again. Yeah. And there's an option of tax.
Buy your car.
Because I know you guys are working, right?
Yeah.
So what happened to you? What happened to you? So kids even have a way. It's not even just relocation. Kids have a way of telling you that, of putting the culture shock in your face.
In your face.
To make you rethink if you make a good decision.
I guess the thing is that it's not even the kids' fault, because even sometimes especially when we first came out, we were in temporary accommodation for a bit, then we started looking for a place. I can't remember how many places we saw.
It was an agent that was showing us complete rubbish.
Just go and view houses. And then we're also coming from, like you guys, 5-bedroom house. Every room was a suite. Every room had a private bathroom.
You guys not experience the limitation once you tell them you have kids.
Yeah, they
don't want to give you because
they did that in London.
That's very common in London.
They did it in London.
Once they hear you have kids.
Yes, because in London they have a lot of professionals that are singles that would not, and it's far better for them because then kids would obviously run down the house more, and then they are young. There's just so many stereotypes. So many. But I don't think they have it outside of London that much, because we didn't have that issue.
Yeah. We didn't experience it in London because our first house was in London. And me, because I know that Chimezie was feeling really bad. That I uprooted the over me. We were very grateful. He never said it, right? But you guys, expression. I used my emotional intelligence. So I was determined to find us a house that wasn't as shrunken
made the family comfortable.
The nonsense that they were showing us. So I was not going to give up. I was like, and we were in temporary accommodation for like a month, but I was looking. I was like, I can't let this family feel like, because we are supporting you, are the reason why we are suffering. You are going to disgrace us. What our kids did to us, that we are suffering. So I was like, okay. Again, we had the childcare shock. So I was like, we cannot have house shock. So we found our house in North London was really big, right? It was a big 5-bedroom house. The rent was ridiculously expensive, but we swallowed the rent because I'm like, I don't want I don't want the lifestyle change to be that.
Well, you were prepared. You were prepared for that because I wasn't.
Yeah.
No, but you were prepared. At least you were conscious of that, right?
They stole our car there.
Yeah, they stole our car. They stole you. Let's tell us. So we first of all, when we first came to the UK, I think we bought one because we have kids. They couldn't even walk. We're 310 months.
No, let me tell you, the day I knew that. See, this Uber in our day was complete rubbish. Was when we went to get our BRPs.
Yeah, we went to get our BRPs.
And it's our fault because she said we cannot put these boys in car without car seats.
So we were really young.
Entering Uber with 2 car seats.
Oops.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then I remember this time, as we got down in the post office, I remember London is very busy, very narrow streets. Now got down, now remember the first one. I could see the driver.
The driver was pissed. The
Quickly,
Uber
get
driver was
off my car.
I just knew that, see, even if it's keke, that we have to buy something.
You need to get it.
And we have to control our own mobility.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we ended up buying like a cheap used car. And then we knew that car was very reliable. The car was always breaking down. One time, Chimezie went to pick them up from nursery. It didn't start. You serious? So literally, I had to go to the nursery, get an Uber to bring them home. While Chimezie had to park the car to push the car to one side before he was able to come.
An old model hybrid.
Yeah.
And something was wrong with the battery, so it kept on just dying.
Yeah. So it wasn't a reliable car. So like, you know what? We just have to buy a car. I know here. If you don't have credit history, they will not give you
That was another problem we had.
Yeah, that was the problem. Like, credit
another problem we had.
So we couldn't even finance a car. So we're like, you know what? Let's just use cash to buy a car. I'll leave the rest of conversation so you can tell the people what. And I had only one condition: let the car be big enough to fit our family and comfortably.
You people, you had choices now.
What do you think?
You settled well.
So
I just left it for him. Because me, I don't bother myself with things like that. We need a car.
Give me a mandate.
Something that the man go and look
go
for
and buy a
car.
family car. I said, yes, my dear. I now go to a BMW dealership close to us. They showed me a bunch of cars. And they showed me this particular 420i
Grand Coupe.
white.
Coupe being the keyword.
It was a 2018, 2019.
I don't know the
It was a nice car.
The car of his dreams.
One of my dreams. When I saw the car,
Portable.
no, it wasn't portable. It was like an
It
Avalon.
was portable.
Okay.
An Avalon is a big sedan.
Yeah.
In my mind, that was an Avalon. In
That
my
was
mind,
not an okay.
wait now. In my mind,
Okay.
because I sat in the back seat, there was space for my leg. I looked at the boots. Okay, it wasn't very big, but
It was a small, tiny ass boot.
So I said, I called her. She was okay. Said my dear, I found a car for us.
A car for the family.
Are you sure?
For the
I said
family.
yes. She said okay, go ahead.
He just told me about it. I was like, I trust you. Like, buy the car if you're happy with it.
That's how I now counted 25,000 great British pounds and gave them. I don't know what.
Gosh, oh, that they paid me.
I don't know how but they drove the car home. And then the guy drove the car home and like packed it for us and went. I was proud of myself. I said, yeah, I've done a good thing.
Hey, you did it.
My message, I've done it. When she comes back, she'll be happy. So she came in and the driver was in front of the house. So she came in and she rang the bell. I said, open the door, excited. You look at her face. I look at her face.
You had already seen the
What
car.
happened? The car was outside the house. And I saw the car.
I'm sure she went around the car. Looked at the car up and
I looked
down.
at the car, looked inside. I said, this is a Grand Coupe. It was
what I
a
said?
4-door car, but it was a small car. And I said, I was
Wasn't very
pissed.
small.
For them, what were you pissed about? Was it the money or the small car?
No, I was pissed. I know we had already agreed the budget. So I was like, okay. He had called me saying, okay, the car was 25 grand. I'm like, you know what? We need a reliable car.
Yeah.
So buy it. It's a cash. For me, in my head, it was a sunk cost. And at that point, we were very liquid because we had liquidated assets in Nigeria. So we were really liquid. So I said, buy it, I'll spend it. We have the money. So I was expecting for 25,000 pounds a massive car.
Like a massive car.
I was like, Project Vessels, you're gonna buy a car for 25 grand.
Let it show that it's 25
Let it show like 25 grand. And I see this BMW Grand Coupe that's like compact.
What's going on? What's going on?
Chimezie driving that car. Oh, driving round down
So did you not see that dream?
So you didn't think about the children and my thoughts. My dream car.
Boy, it's not in that family.
Sure, sit inside now.
Yes, now.
No, but then my mom came to stay with us. So
Yeah.
there was never a time where we could all be in the car. So every time I wanted to go out, we always have to leave my mom at home. She could never come along. And then you know, 5K for itself.
You squeeze in the back.
Literally, every time I enter that car, I'll be frowning. She was now trying to say, I can feel you. You got to check back now. Check back. There's space. I'll be pissed. Like every time I sit in the car, I'm upset. I'm like,
I suffered.
I really don't know why I have to squeeze
you get
this
this?
Like,
But it's 3 seats at the back, no?
it was because you have car seats with two boys. The boys were, the car seats make it a two-seater. So you have to consider that. Then sometimes I'll have to move my chair forward because Lito's legs are cramped. My baby's legs are cramped. So I'm moving my chair. So I'm like, no, but move your chair back. There's space. There's space.
Just focus on your driving.
Alone and drive. Just leave me alone.
One quarrel.
So
I'm always
that
going
car,
out for
I
something.
don't know how long because we had like
That car wasn't 3 months.
I don't know how long we had
like 3 months.
maybe God decided that for the sake of these people's marriage,
So let me take over.
take over this job.
Exactly. Maybe it's maybe God had
Maybe
God had done that meeting.
Just helps you.
Maybe we
This
should
guy is
not save
cutting fight.
marriage.
I'm sure the chance was a
We
blessing in
picked up the
disguise.
boys from school. Went to the house. I remember I locked the car door. Went to the house. Did everything. Evening time, play, dinner, bedtime. In the morning, came down, dressed them up for school, fed them. Okay, boys, let's go to school.
I was like, bye, baby. Give mommy hugs and
And then open the
kisses.
door. Blank face.
The car we saw that you brought that car to our house.
No, they didn't. But she told me on the phone that they stole your car.
White.
A white BMW.
was in
No,
London.
never.
No.
No, when we came to your house, we got an
Just
SUV. It was a silver SUV.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
When we came
They
last
stole
in
the car in
Luton,
London. They stole the car.
we never brought that house to your. We never brought that car to your house.
Open the front door.
Wow.
Empty space.
Car was
You
gone.
know that all like in films, they'll fight you like this. They'll kill you.
So Skinny settled the matter for you guys. We don't know if it was God or them that settled the matter.
I told them, if you come, we park this car here.
We did.
I said, what happened? Where's our car?
I think when Chimezie called me in a panic because usually when we get the boys fed and dressed, he takes them to school. So I was inside, tidying up the house and everything. And he said, baby, oh my God, baby. I ran out. I was like, what happened?
What's going on?
They stole our car. The first question, I was like, did you get insurance? I was like, yes. He said, yes. I said, full insurance. I said, yes. Insured fully plus gap insurance. I was like, okay. That's good. Let's get Uber and take the boys to school.
I was like, it is one bad.
What do you mean? Let's call the police.
So you were so calm about it.
Oh my God. She confirmed that it was insurance. I was done. I'm like, well,
She just went,
I
I went
should
down
have.
the street.
You were looking for it. I was looking for it.
Okay, can I get them to school? I want to walk down and look for the car. I was like, okay, because people that stole the car
Okay,
said,
okay.
oh, let me drive it
I
down
was
the
thinking
street
if
and park
maybe
up.
they drove slow. I don't car off. I know they let abandon it.
He said, I don't know what the insurance. Because the app is saying the car is here. Maybe
These
it's
guys
in-
were
I'm
experts
like,
because we
I
had
know
like
your
the
app. It
BMW
was showing that.
it was
It was
the app
showing
was
that
showing
the
that the car was
still
on the
driveway. So
on the driveway.
They lost connection around 3 a.m.
Are you
That's
sure they
what
were
they
not
did.
working for? I'm sure they were working for those BMW guys.
Maybe even dealership couldn't carry that car.
Why you tough season?
So he said Chimezie was walking up and down our Prospect. That was a Prospect Road, Barnet. He was
Even
walking
though
up and down aimlessly
I was
looking for the
I was looking
Did you tell your neighbors?
for drainage.
We told our next door neighbor. It was actually our next door neighbor that now took the boys to school. I now got in there. They were like, okay, let me drop your kids in nursery for
But you had camera, you had all of those things.
We didn't have.
No, the neighbors had.
But did you
But
see?
they didn't say anything.
No, they saw when the car was pulling out of the driveway, but they couldn't see who drove it off.
I now called
Yeah.
the police. I said, hello, police, they stole our car.
No, they would not.
What the
Auntie
police
was
asked-
very disinterested.
Very dismissive. Like,
Do you have any evidence?
If you have insurance.
Yeah.
Did they
don't
leave
stop
any
the trust.
evidence?
Either
Did they
you
leave
don't
anything
stop the
behind? Did they do? I said no.
Honestly,
Do you have insurance? I said yes. I said, okay.
Then activate your
don't
insurance
worry
now.
about that.
Well, collect your replacement.
That was my
brother was-
immediately I saw the car was stolen because I had no clue.
Is there
You know,
anyone
I
that
just asked
that's
Chimezie,
driving in this country without insurance?
did you get
I guess
insurance? Yes.
It may be
Fully,
limited,
because
but it
my
must-
thing was
because it's a
Must have
requirement.
some form of
we
insurance.
paid full cash for that car. The glory that I have, or the thanks that I have, is that we were fully reimbursed for that car. Insurance paid us the whole
Even though it was
amount
trying
of
to be
money.
mad.
The full amount of
The
money.
full amount. We didn't lose it.
So the only thing with us
that's-
was premium.
Yeah,
that we're paying every month to
Like
short
a
If
thousand
you didn't lose your car, you'll have still lost the premium.
I still lost the premium, exactly.
What you pay?
I still lost the premium.
Exactly.
So they gave us our money back. We got our full cash back.
Oh, that's
and then by the time we were ready to buy
Now
another
did
car,
your wish.
we had our
Obviously.
we
Where
had
are
a bit of
meeting?
credit history.
We're conference.
And then the second time, I did not let him go by himself. Did I not follow him? I said, I'm not making the same mistake twice.